What's up guys, it's TheMadWeazel here today and I'm going to be showing you a guide on how to feed every critter in Disney Dreamlight Valley. The food in the top left is everything that you'll need to feed the animals. Some animals eat two different things. I believe every animal eats two different things, but I don't know exactly every one, but I do have at least one for every animal. And then if you feed them enough times, you can get them as a companion, which makes them just a little pet that you can run around with the valley in. But I'll be showing you guys each method on how to feed them and then what they need. So squirrels are located in the plaza, and then they eat peanuts and apples. So squirrels are easy. Some animals are difficult to kind of approach, but this one you just got to chase it down. They usually kind of just sit still, and then you can approach it just automatically. But you guys can see that once they eat, they drop a little item. Sometimes it's clothing or furniture. Sometimes it's just like seeds, and you can even get Dreamlight if you're lucky. But see, that's how you feed a squirrel. Up next is going to be a rabbit. Rabbits are a little bit more difficult, so you got to kind of chase them around because they're going to just keep jumping in place and you got to follow them. But if you stick to it, eventually they sit still and then you can approach them. From what I know so far, it's carrots that they eat. I don't know if they can eat another item or not, but if they do, just please let me know in the comments and I'll write it down. But you guys can see he eats the carrot and then they drop an item for you. Up next is a sea turtle, which can be found at Dazzle Beach. And for them, they eat seaweed and scallops. And what I find best to kind of get one to interact with you is you just approach it slowly, and then if you drop a scallop in front of it, it'll kind of stick its head out for you to feed it. But sometimes it's better to kind of just keep an extra in your inventory instead of dropping all of them at once to make it a little easier. But you can see once it's friendly, or once it sees you're friendly, that you're able to feed it, and then it drops the item for you. Now raccoons can be found in Forest of Valor and they're a little bit more difficult, so you got to be careful with them. They take a slow, steady approach, so you can see that they get like scared and then you got to wait for them to sit down again. Before you start moving again, you got to take little steps each time. It takes a little bit of time, but that's the way you got to approach them. Because if you go up too quick and too fast, then they get scared and they run away. But you can see like you slowly keep moving towards it. It goes up, and then you wait for it to sit again. And then once you know you can feed it is when it fully just sits down. Like you'll see that it goes into the squat position, but then once it fully just like lays down on the floor, that's when you know you can feed it. And from what I know, they eat blueberries, but I don't know if they eat anything else. But you guys can see that once you get close enough, it finally just drops down, and then you're able to feed it. Up next is Sunbirds, which can be found in Sunlit Plateau. And to get to the other side of Sunlit, you need to have access to Forgotten Land. So if you see a sunbird over on that side, then you need to just do that. But from what I know, you just gotta run up to them, and they eat orange house leeks, which are the flowers that you can find there. You guys can see that the little like rock was covering the animation, but he eats the flower and then he drops the item for you. But for them, you just gotta kind of run up to it, and then you can see the little interact button with them. Up next is Crocodiles, which can be found in Glade of Trust, and luckily for them, they eat lobsters, which are also located there, but they're found in the golden ponds with the little bubbles. So you gotta make sure you find gold ones in this specific area, but crocodiles are pretty fast, you gotta keep chasing them. Eventually they kinda just stop in a place for you to interact with them, kinda like the rabbits, but they take a little bit longer, but you can see that they like the lobster. He'll eat the lobster, and then you can get the little animation of him dropping an item for you. And the last animal for the time being is the fox. Ravens are located in Forgotten Lands, but they're not available in the game yet, but the foxes are located in Frosted Heights. And the fish that they eat are both located in this area. I know the gold pond will drop the white sturgeon, and then the tilapia, I can't recall if it was a white bubble pond or like the blue bubbles, but they eat both of those fish. But you can see like for them you gotta chase them down as well. Eventually they'll sit still, and then you can feed them. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Ravens aren't in the game yet, but they will be available soon. Hopefully in like a future update or so, but those will be located in Forgotten Lands. And lastly, I'll just be showing you guys real quick where you can find all the foods for each animal. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.